So I want to show you how to do a slip stitch. A slip stitch adds no height to your work. It's a way to do a couple things. You can move over a couple stitches without adding any height, or it gives you a nice finished edge. I use this quite often to finish off the edge of the brim of a hat that I'm crocheting or the edge of a scarf. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to do, it's actually one of the simpler stitches, but there's a couple little nuances I do want to point out. To do just your basic slip stitch, you go into the next stitch. When I say into the next stitch, I mean underneath this V that's created. So you see that V right there. We want to go in there. Now I'm using large enough yarn and hook size that you can see that gap there. Sometimes when you're using a very fine yarn, it's difficult to see that gap. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to grab the yarn and I want to pull it through both the stitch I just went into and the loop that is on my hook all at once. And you see, let me pull this out for a second. You can see that that's creating this nice little V along the edge. I did a few before I started this video. It's giving this nice little V along the edge without adding height. Now I said there was a couple nuances and I want to point them out. First of all, these can get really tight, okay? And if you want an edge that has some stretch to it, as much stretch as the fabric you've already crocheted, you're going to have to do a couple of things, or one of a couple of things to achieve that. One thing I have found success with is using a larger hook for just the slip stitch. And this is mostly when you're doing a finished edge, not when you're just moving over a stitch or two. The other that I've had a lot of success with is this. I will put my needle into the stitch and then I want to make sure you can really see this. I'm grabbing the loop and the stitch with my thumb. I do that so that loop stays the same size as the stitch. And that when I pull the yarn through, I don't inadvertently pull up on that loop and make it smaller. So let me show you that again. I'm going to put my needle, or my hook, sorry, into that stitch. And I'm going to hold on to that loop with my thumbnail. And then I'm going to pull the yarn through both. Now what that does is it makes sure that this loop stays the same size as that stitch, and it gives just a little bit of extra stretch to that stitch, that slip stitch that I've created.